Hey, it's Jake and Paula, and it's that time of year again. We're back with our Christmas special.
That's right.
And today we've got a gift for you. And our gift to you is this little conversation on talking to private sellers.
Yes. So I think a lot of people in the beginning, when you're first starting to maybe market for off-market leads and doing all this stuff, you get a phone call and someone's interested in selling your house and you're like, yeah, I'll be right there.
Oh, yeah.
And
Let's get this, right?
we did it. We've been guilty of it. We jumped in the car and we drove to Sarnia to check out deals like an hour away, and then you get there and they're asking way too much money for what they have, and we just wasted a lot of time.
Yeah.
So anyway, we don't do that anymore.
Yeah, so you want to qualify the lead first off. So we'll go qualify the lead. So with this, you want to determine their level of motivation to sell.
Right. So you want to ask them some questions up front, and you don't need to be like have general conversation, but just be like work it into your conversation. Like, why are you selling? Where are you going to go when you sell? And if they don't really know the answers to these questions, they might not be motivated.
Yeah. When do you plan on moving? That says when. When do you plan on moving? So that gives you an idea, right? So if they're like, oh, I don't know what I'm gonna do, they're not really super motivated. So you want to find their pain points and their motivation, which could be any number of things, but you'll be able to determine it by talking to them. So if there's no motivation, or they're just a tire kicker, they're like, oh yeah, just trying to see what they can get from you. No point in really going.
Don't go see it. And that's another thing too, is get the price out of them if you can on the phone. Find out, like if they won't give you a price, be like, give me a ballpark, because then from the ballpark you'll be able to tell whether or not it's worth your time.
Yeah, if they're 100K, if you're 100K apart, and there's no motivation, obviously there's going to be no point in kind of seeing that. So
right.
What's next, Paul?
Okay, so we've qualified the lead. They seem good. They're motivated. So let's go and meet them. So this can be kind of awkward at first. Normally when you're negotiating real estate, you're using your agent and they're kind of doing the negotiations on your behalf. But you're going direct to the seller, so some of the conversations can be a little awkward when you're going direct to the seller. But they don't have to be. Basically, I think the first thing you want to do is build rapport.
For sure,
so
it's huge.
You just want to spend some time talking to them, like, oh, did you grow up here? Oh, you raised your kids here? Oh, just have conversations with them, be a nice person. And, just by genuinely being interested in their lives, you're going to get information from them that will help you with your negotiations.
For sure. Trust and rapport is huge. But also building that rapport. If it gets down to a deal and there's other people interested in the property, they're going to go with the people that they like the best, and not people that were sleazy or they didn't really jive with, right?
Salesy or whatever.
So this is super important. You want them to like you, for sure.
Yeah. And you also want to come in there and be confident. This could be the very first time you've ever talked to a private seller, but don't let them know that.
For sure. This is a peacock.
Oh.
Peacocks are confident.
Yeah. Okay.
You gotta be confident.
So you want to be confident, act the part, practice at home, do what you gotta do. You want them to feel comfortable selling you their house, and they want to know that if they sell their house to you, that you're going to be able to close.
Yeah. You don't want it to be like amateur hour. You gotta be confident.
Exactly.
Sure.
And let's say you've built rapport, you're sitting down, you're talking to them.
For sure.
And throughout your conversation, you've come to figure out why, the real why on why they're selling. And we always like to try to frame it in a way of like how we can help them.
Create a win-win.
Yeah. You're not here to take advantage of people. You're here to help them. And by helping them, you get the off-market deal, and hopefully for a deal. So things like we like to highlight, we can close whenever they want. So if they want a really quick closing, we can do that. If they want a closing in 6 months from now, we can do that. We give them what they want. We also like to point out that, if you sell directly to us, you can avoid realtor fees or commission, and we will cover legal fees if needed. We've provided first and last month's rent for somebody who maybe didn't have a lot of money but did have some equity in their house, but they wouldn't get access to that money until closing, and so they couldn't find another apartment. Well, we offer to pay first and last month's rent and help them out of the situation.
It's a huge benefit you can offer someone, because oftentimes the pain point will be financial. So like Paula mentioned, they won't have their money from their house, and maybe they don't even have that much equity in the house, but they need to get out. They're going under. but they can't pay for their legal fees. There's not enough equity in the house, and they don't have any money to go to whether it be rental or wherever they're going. So that's definitely a huge one you can help them out with.
Yeah, and we've offered moving expenses as well,
For
you know,
sure.
and like give them a gift card for, you know, go buy a bunch of moving boxes and we'll pay $1,000
Yeah.
for movers or.
For sure.
So.
Awesome.
Yeah, basically, don't be sleazy, don't be salesy. Just have real conversations with them.
Be yourself.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Try
Be honest. Yeah.
Try to calm yourself down before you get there, so
For
you're
sure.
not, you know, a nervous wreck. But anyway, you can do it. We can do it. You can do it.
For sure. So that was our video on talking to private sellers. Hope you enjoyed. Have a good Christmas.